checking orders. Please stand by.
Welcome, Miss Caravan.
Oh my god, I want a dragon, y'all! I want a dragon!
This video is not intended for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe.
Not bad. Not bad. I will say, not bad.
Gets me fired up every Friday morning.
So yeah,
The only problem is nobody said, "Good morning, Valhalla."
I know.
allow me. Y'all ready for this? Good morning, Valhalla.
Good morning, Valhalla.
It's too early to scream. Zero's voice is already gone because I was kicking and screaming backstage because his damn microphone stand decided to break this morning. So, hey, all right. Anyway, rolling out. Do not adjust your sets or devices. This is a very special Freeform Friday where all hell is going to break loose. So, I'm just here to moderate, to keep these crazy rambunctious kids in order. So,
Good luck
anyway,
with her. I mean, I'm always well behaved.
Dave Bob, what the hell? So am I.
See, arguing within the first 40 seconds. I rest my case. There we go. So, anyway, good morning to everybody out there in Valhalla land. Special thanks to someone who shall remain nameless for getting all this set up this morning. When he's not breaking glass, he's kicking ass. And I don't know if he's planning a special intro or not. But anyway, so thank you all for joining us. Loki is MIA this morning. Well, we know where he is, but obviously some power outage problems all across the board. So send him your thoughts and your well wishes while they get all that shit sorted out, because it is a crazy time down south, y'all.
Yeah, it always is.
Well, the thing about it is, it's the sunspots shooting out those flares. You know, that's changing it's making the weather, pick up.
I heard a squeak. Did someone just let out a left cheek sneak there while we weren't looking?
No, it's okay. I'm in my office, and then across the hall is my son's room. Well, apparently, I'm so used to it, I didn't even notice. But someone was like, "Oh my God, what the hell is squeaky door?" You can watch a horror movie, but that doesn't scare the shit out of you. Every time you turn around, I'm used to it. I don't even hear the creak anymore.
I thought it was either somebody just passing some gas or maybe a cat snuck into your room. I don't know.
No, it's a door. It's not even as exciting as any of that. It's just a damn door that needs some DW. What is it? DW40.
WD-40.
That's it.
Water displacement 40th attempt. There
no cheek squeaks here. I promise y'all. It is legit a door.
No.
Legit a door.
Actually, you probably need some 3-in-1 oil,
See, I used to have a man around here who knew all that kind of stuff. Now it's just me. So I don't know.
I thought you didn't.
No, I don't. Shelby.
See, she knew where I was going to.
She
knew where I was going. I don't need no man, y'all. I just need someone to come in and twist in a light bulb once in a while.
No. No, that is not true. I am like, oh my God, a bug in the house? Crap. Oh my God, is creaky door? Crap. No, I'm not one of these. I don't need no man shit. No, man wants to come kill some bugs and oil some doors. I'm down with that.
All right. So apparently, all right. Oh my God, what is going on with my hair today? See, this is why I can't shower and then come on the air. Appear on the air. Like, look at this. What the hell is this shit? Oh my God. Anyway, so I don't like everything's going wrong. I had everything mapped out this morning. Like I had it all planned out. This is going to go here. That's going to go there. I'm going to hammer my workout in, have a shower, do it. And then boom, this starts to break. That starts to fluctuate. And now my hair is an absolute mess. But hey, this isn't about me.
Best laid plans, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Murphy's Law all day, every day. Bad hair day. No kidding. So all right. Well, we're far too late for a roll call. So, hey, all of you out there in chat, Jesus, tap dancing Christ, this is pissing me off. I can't do it. Loki, thanks a lot for getting me to do this cam shit with you now, brother. I'm
You're
just
good.
When Arwen passes gas, butterflies just fly out.
Okay, can I just say for a moment, why the hell is everyone so fascinated with the idea of me farting? That's where the whole fluffing came.
Well, it's got to happen sometime, right?
Yes, but in the privacy of my own damn home, it's not something I go around and, hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. I mean, come on. It's just
kind of reminds me back in the 70s when I first went to work for this company. We were in the building and we were at the elevators and my boss walked up there and he looked around and he just, whoa. He said, boy, that was a good one.
One of those ones in the elevator
door. About that time the elevator door opens up and this little girl was standing behind a post right behind us. She comes by.
Wow. Elevator's got such nice reverberance for a fart too, because it doesn't have far to go. It's just gonna bounce off everything, and then everybody just kind of starts looking at each other.
Everybody looks around wondering who dealt it.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's like, look, you've got all this time, and it's like the few seconds you're in an elevator, you decide to let one rip. Why? You talk about Murphy's Law.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever? I can't believe this is our conversational topic of the first 10 minutes here. But have you ever had one of those instances where, and this is legit. This is legit. Don't be afraid to speak up. This goes for chat too, because
Oh God.
the human race needs to know.
Okay.
Have you ever tried to hold one in, or at least hide it and let it out quietly, and it just makes the absolute worst mess you can ever imagine? like audio wise. I'm not saying if you've got explosive diarrhea and it
Oh
just
my God. I was gonna say.
it just friggin' like rhinoceros muck spreads all over the place. I'm just saying, have you ever tried to hide one and failed miserably at it?
Yes, everybody has. I don't care who you
Yeah.
are.
Oh, speak for yourself,
Probably,
Dave Bob. Come on.
Come on.
Okay.
Been around long as I have, you've probably done it more than once.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, I can't say for certain, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I've laughed and let one rip at the same time and got caught with that. But yeah, when it's kind of like and then you try to laugh louder to cover it up, and you just dig a hole, baby.
You
dig a hole.
toast. You toast at that
Mhm.
point. You toast.
Mm.
God.
A toast to our toast. All right, this is water. It's not vodka. Hell no. Me
Well,
and vodka don't get along.
Mm.
I
Bad
was joining right in there.
Ah,
I
man.
was free to join this morning, and it turned into a who smelt it, dealt it
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah. Pops, what's the worst one you ever let rip? Can you recall anything like that?
Pops, this was not my fault. I did not start this conversation, I promise.
Oh my God.
I'm
All right.
earthy, but not that earthy.
She has a rather earthly texture, kind of like
That's what
So-
a Daga called me one time. He said, you're
Earthly?
just earthy. I'm earthy.
earthy. You're
Earthy.
earthy.
And I'm like, okay, that's kind of true.
All
I'll
right.
take it.
Chrono says sharts are fun. Y'all ever have one of those, like the big old screaming Hershey squirts?
Oh my God, even if I did, I'm not going to tell y'all.
Shit.
Shit, there's just some things I need to take
Hey,
to my
hey.
grave.
Shellback's got it going on. I've done
Yeah,
that. before,
he
walking
knows.
Martin.
He knows. Walking farts are the best. But yeah, see up north here, we call it crop dusting, because
Oh
you
my
just
God.
kind of walk and you just go.
Boop, 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 boop.
Only here in Valhalla can you talk about passing gas for 15 minutes and nobody's run away yet. Loki's probably shaking his head right now, going, "This is the last time I ever step back."
Hey, the chats that they're participating in it, they're laying it down
Oh.
too. So
Yeah. Oh man.
y'all.
So, wow. So I know normally we like to do the weekend review on Friday mornings, but since our cheeks have just blown that apart, haha, see what I did there? Oh my God. Is there anything you two would like to discuss that took place over the past several days here?
Well, there's been several commercials or whatever, like for House of the Dragon and
I haven't seen that
what's
one.
not, the Lord of the Rings and all
Mhm.
that.
That we don't call it that day, Bob. It's Waves
power!
of Power. Waves of Power.
The
This is not Lord
power!
of the Rings.
Don't even get her started.
With
man.
Galadriel.
Oh, Mordor. Oh, fuck off with the R's.
Oh, there it is. There's our first F-bomb of the
Sorry,
morning.
I'm
too.
sorry. I'm
Oh.
sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm trying to be better about
And
that.
we're canceled. All right. So
But that's what it does to me, Zero. That it just it drives me crazy.
yeah, it gets her
Oh.
hot enough to fry bacon on her chest. I can't believe it. Oops.
Shut up.
I don't know from experience. I'm sorry, Dave Bob. So your thoughts on the latest trailers that have popped out for it.
Well, honestly, I haven't seen the one House of the Dragons yet, but I
I haven't
have
either.
seen the one from Power.
Power! I've got the power!
There's some sneaky shit going on. That's something
Mm.
coming bad. I don't know what it is, but it's
Gosh.
hiding out. It looks like a creepy crawly coming out.
Ooh.
What irritates me the most about all of the Rings of Power thing, particularly the trailer, is I know, look, I'm not knocking it. If some people like it, I think, like the Easter eggs and the nods to Peter Jackson and the nods to the Lord of the Rings, the films and all that. Fine. But to me, it just irritates me because I'm like, the best thing about the trailer are the nods to Peter Jackson, but they've already been done. You're basically piggybacking on a whole nother thing in hopes. See how much like Lord of the Rings we are. See
Oh
how
yeah,
much,
the orc licking the knife.
Yes!
Oh my God.
I was like, dude, that's been done 20 years ago. That stuff was done. Get something new. But they just insist on trying to say, this is Tolkien, this is Tolkien, this is
Yeah,
Tolkien.
but
That's
you did notice that the elf of color, Don Lemonless, he had some dance moves. He looked like he was shot out of a freaking cannon.
My, oh
cool
my.
ocean water. Yeah, I just
Cool ocean breeze.
You know what? Pardon me. I think instead of all that, how about we just do away with the rings of power? And because we've been talking about earthly sense this morning and water and all that kind of crap. Why don't they just front the bill for a big time Captain Planet miniseries, like something like that? Earth, wind, fire, heart.
I don't disagree with you, Zero, because watching it, it's obvious that they've put that it does have production value. It does have, it's got things that if it was just an innocuous sci-fi or fantasy show, I could maybe be like, okay, I see where y'all are going, right. But it's not. And that is the problem. It is Tolkien. And if you're going to take on something as masterful as Tolkien, you better know what the hell you're doing.
Standing on the shoulders of giants. Yes. Well said. So basically what you're saying is after, it would be somewhat acceptable to kind of, as you say, piggyback during the first season and whatnot. But you would think with the production budget that they have, you would start to sprinkle in little bits of originality. So what you're saying is you basically, you're not seeing any form of originality, like no new ideas, any type of notion that could fit within the Tolkien universe.
Yeah, because the new ideas that they have suck.
So they have had new ideas. They just suck.
Yeah, they're trying to add new characters and all. And look, I'm like, okay, even though I'm a little bit of a Tolkien purist, I'm all right with, particularly since you are, translating from book form to visual medium, there are going to be some changes that may have to be made for the sake of, squash, like the Council of Elrond. Oh my God.
Right.
That needs a whole damn book. But they narrowed it down. They got it. That kind of thing that Jackson took into account. But with this story, they only have the rights to so much. So they're going to try and plug in and fill in the gaps. That's fine. But with what you have, at least try and make it core Tolkien. Don't try and send me no, message BS, diversity and all that. That's fine. But you're dealing with Tolkien.
Don't get me started on that shit this week. Oh, that's going to bring my piss to a boil. I can confirm, chat, the chat gas has totally just taken over everything. So Dave, Bob, I promise we'll let you talk. Feel free to butt in at any time.
Yeah, just jump in, Dave, Bob.
So when you say when they bring in new characters and such, I also want to touch on that because do they feel like a natural progression or implementation of characters, or do they somewhat feel forced? Like introducing a new character just for the sake of introducing one.
Say, Bobby, you want to go first?
Oh, I don't think they're going to be introducing a whole lot of new ones. Hell, they ain't even showing a lot of the ones from last year. Did you see a Harfoot anywhere in there? I didn't.
Just in, like, there was one scene.
Are you talking about when she was hanging from the cliff, with the wind blowing her over the cliff, hanging onto the root or whatever?
Yeah, and there are a couple of new characters that they put in there that I don't necessarily have a problem with, because it's like, could it be a side story, not necessarily mentioned by Tolkien? Okay, fair enough. Like, I really didn't have that much of a problem with Disa until she started singing in real time. I'm like, oh my God.
No.
But
so is Rings of Power the musical?
Yeah,
I can. I'll tell you what that sounds like. This is what Rings of Power the musical sounds like.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, no.
The one I really want to see come back is what's his name, Sister? One with the big bazonkas. You know,
We're going
Oh.
there. We're going there. All right. The big titty bitches. Oh, Dommy mommy. Here we go again. I thought we had our fill of that on Monday. Apparently not. Okay. So Dave Bob, tell us about the titties. I mean, go
What?
right ahead.
I was waiting for them. I never saw them.
Oh.
I
Oh.
gotta say, it's really sad when, the most, not interesting, but the most, where'd this character go, is the hot chick. But even then, as a character, she's bland.
Arwen, you can't call her that. She is a woman.
Oh,
She's
yeah. But she's the one with the boobs. Come on. Nobody remembers her name. She's the hot sister
All I
with
remember,
the boobs.
all I remember is the red dress with everything
Me
peeking
too.
out.
Me too, Dave Bob. That's all I remember.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay, so Zed, you don't want to know. You just like shit rolling downhill, just roll with it, buddy. Just roll with it.
Well, now hang on, Dave Bob. Deesa's got boobies too.
Oh my goodness.
She got boobies.
All right.
Gladriel's got boobies. There are boobies there, but
I do want to give a quick shout out to Jester Darth Arlena. She's asking, "Am I John Cena this morning?" I know
Arlena.
YouTube hates me, so it makes sense. I'm sorry. Did you say something and we missed it?
I say Deborah.
if you were-
Coleman. Yes,
if
I can
you
do
were-
the
yeah.
voice.
If you were looking for us on Rumble, I don't know if we're actually on Rumble this morning because a certain someone who shall remain nameless was having an argument with the Rumble, so I don't think we're live on there this morning.
oh
So-
my. Okay.
I can't say for certain, but there have been some Rumble issues. So yeah, for those of you that were waiting on that platform, we may or may not be live. I'm not too sure. The Puppet Master
Rumble.
backstage is taking care of all that.
Chris says no Rumble.
No Rumble. All right, so no Rumble confirmed. All right. So our apologies. Yeah. Nothing but a morning of problems all around. On my end anyway. So yeah. All right. Excellent.
Oh, I got one more thing to bitch about for Rings of Power.
Oh, we still got plenty of time. You can pick more than one.
Okay, old, as Arlena calls him, old boy, because we will be starting Shield Maidens up when this kicks off, y'all. Trust me. We're going to suffer, but I'm gonna have popcorn. I'm actually gonna enjoy it because I am not taking the show seriously as Tolkien. That doesn't mean I'm not gonna watch it and give each genuine episode a chance. I will. And one thing is I've made it's my own personal thing here that I always try and say something good about whatever it is I watch. I try and say something good so I don't get last season. I think it was
Boy, am I glad that's over.
The cinematography was pretty. Numenor was
right.
gorgeous. That was pretty much every episode that we'd review. I'd say, well, Numenor looked good. We'll go Numenor. Wow, what a pretty sunset in Numenor.
I'm kind of glad. Yeah, I'm kind of glad you emphasize the cinematography because you would think, again, with a budget like that, that should be the one thing they should nail right off the bat. Because if you blow that many, heavy greens on something like that, and it looks like Q-tips on a cardboard background, you got some big problems to worry about. But that being said, like other things we've discussed in the past, like Prometheus and Covenant and everything that looks good, but there's no substance to it.
Yeah.
That's when it just drops right off. And I, for one, would lose interest because it's like, okay, this is really pretty to look at, but
right.
I'm still trying to figure out how everybody survived that pyroclastic flow when that volcano erupted last year. Every damn one of them should be dead.
Yeah.
Don't ask questions, Dave Bob. Don't ask questions. Just watch and obey.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Suffering.
I know. Oh, Arlena, thank you for your service.
If she feels that way, man. Whew.
She is not ready for this, but she's like, I'll do it because you want me to do it. But
well,
enjoy it.
That was like when Loki and I were trying to sit through Strange Brew Hurls, that Star Trek show that we were. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how far he got into it, but I think I got up to episode 4, and I just messaged him saying, "Dude, I can't do this shit. This show sucks."
You talking about disco?
No, no. I call it Strange Brew Hurls because it smelled funny and it made me want to vomit. But Strange New Worlds, I don't even know if it's still on anymore.
Strange New Worms. No, I think
Yeah.
it's coming. The next season is coming out here shortly.
I've never attempted disco or STD as I like to call it because that's what it reminds me of. No, I never even attempted that. I pretty much flat out retired after I gave Enterprise a shot, which wasn't that bad.
Oh, don't get
All-
me started.
all-
about
all
that.
things considered.
Enterprise was so much better than anything that's being put out now.
Oh,
Since
by far. I mean, but I mean by that point, when you look at it chronologically, we had the original series, and then we had God, how many, 2 decades before we had another series come out. So we had TNG going a couple years after that, Deep Space Nine started, a couple years after that, Voyager started, and they were all kind of going at the same time.
Mhm.
And they were all great. They all had their faults, of course, but they were all going for, several years, like 7, 8 seasons at least.
Yeah.
And then by the time all of that stopped, Enterprise comes along, and I'm thinking, okay, all right, one more. But by then, and again, I can only speak for myself, I was kind of burnt out on all the Star Trek by then. And then they come in with that theme song. It's been a long road. I'm like,
Oh my God.
there's no singing in a Star Trek theme song. Like, give me my Jerry Goldsmith score. That's what I want. And I'm thinking,
Okay, that is part of the reason why I watched a good bit of Enterprise before I finally was like, eh. And then I kind of went away for a while and then came back and kind of watched, some of the ending, and I was like, what? But one thing that really killed it, like in a bad way for that show for me, was that damn theme song.
Oh,
When I watch something like, particularly like Star Trek, I want to buy in the entire feel of it. I want it to be Star Trek. I don't want to be some loosey goosey, airy fairy, fartsy artsy song, some little folk song.
Well,
No.
it had two things going for it.
White Snake shades of whatever the hell that was. Here I go again.
Yes,
I mean,
Sarah, yes.
That's what I thought. Is like, am I listening to White Snake? What the hell is this? I'm not saying it's a bad song. It just
No,
the
I like that
placement,
kind of
the
music.
placement in Trek didn't work. Now, if they were trying to do something different, that's one thing, But hey,
Right, but they weren't. They still wanted it to be Star Trek. They still wanted it to have that feel. And I'm like, and to me, part of these IPs that I love so much is not just the content that you watch, it's the whole feel and experience and the world that you are enveloped in. Like when if I go to see a Star Wars film, I don't want a Metallica song to open up. I just don't, even though Metallica is fine, but it's not going to suck you into that world like Vader's theme or Luke's theme or Leia's theme or the main theme song or the little doo-doo-doo-doos that you hear. That brings you and it sets your mind and it prepares you that you're going to go into this world. And that's what I like. And that damn song just didn't do it.
Yeah, it didn't do it. So
Snorta Poopus took the words out of my mouth. It had two things going for it, and both of them were on Jolene Blaylock.
it was all because of the one-piece jump shoot, right?
Always comes back to boobs for you, Dave Bob.
And all she ever ate was salad. Holy crap! Eat something else. Don't you have like some Vulcan plum-eek soup or some shit like that? Like, come on.
She ate a breadstick with a
good
knife
God.
and a fork right there when it started.
She ate a breadstick.
Oh my God!
She was
like the Vulcan form of limbus bread. That breadstick.
Can you imagine that? Like she's. That was a
touch our food.
Yeah, a rather scrumptious breadstick, if I do say so myself. Now, if you'll excuse me, Captain, I must go to my quarters and attempt to do my 6,000 crunches to work off those unnecessary calories.
That breadstick, work off that breadstick.
Yeah. Well, I mean, geez, I'll give her credit for squeezing into that jumpsuit. Holy crap! Like. Like Jerry Ryan, a 7 of 9, like in that first one where she was.
Yeah, they said she passed out
with the long silver one-piece thing with that collar that I think caused her a whole bunch of problems. I'm thinking, damn, how the hell did she fit into that? Better question, how the hell is she going to get out of that?
Lots of baby powder.
Does that work? Is
Get
that
into it by lots of if you have like a latex or a rubber suit that you wear, you first of all you lube yourself up. Yes, you got to do that. And secondly, you take baby powder and you line the inside of the suit with it, and then you just slide on in. I swear to God, that's how you do it.
Wow. Yeah, I can't imagine. But I'm not a fashionista. All I wear is black. So I mean, I don't know.
Well, I don't wear latex suits anymore. Not that I ever did. I'm just saying.
I bet you got baby powder in the cabinet, though, don't you?
I do have baby powder in the cabinet.
Yep. For all of those brutal ass whippings in Uno that I'm gonna get at some point. I'm pretty sure Skynet is self-aware. I will tell you that.
Yes, it is. Completely.
Slide on in. Quote of the day. Oh boy.
Soul assassin.
Yep. When we run out of things to say, chat will pick up the slack.
Yes,
oh my God. Oh my goodness. So Dave, Bob, T'Pol, what was your favorite Enterprise character? Is that right?
Pops.
Oh, hi, Pop.
Hey, Pops is here. All right, check it out that way.
Good morning, everyone. I was
Good
going
morning.
to come earlier, but
was
the Shark Talk knocks my internet out for a minute. I was like, wait, what happened? We right out of the get-go. But
Dang.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, she was
all right.
She was two of the best characters on there.
Oh, gee, I see what you did there. Oh. Well, I'm glad Pops is here to help me keep these kids in order. So.
I didn't know that was a requirement. I'm out, everybody. Didn't know that was not in the job description.
Well, hey.
Pops.
No, stay with us. But if you have to leave, come back when you can't stay so long. All right? No,
yeah, there we go.
I'm kidding. So I gotta ask, because I'm sure everybody's wondering, because this is the first time I've seen you on cam. What's all that stuff back there?
Oh, dear Lord. Yeah. So Mrs. Pops has been busy, right? So getting ready for next weekend, which is Star Wars Day for me.
Right.
So I do a whole day thing. Arwen knows about that.
Yes.
That video drops today. Arwen and I chatting about Star Wars briefly. But yeah, she redid the comic book area right over here. So there's metal shelving that went up so the graded comics can sit up there all nice and safe. So the bottom row are mostly Star Wars, and then just the other fan favorites kind of right there, and I can rotate them out.
Is that all original plastic that they're sitting in?
Original plastic. Those are all graded books, so they're all hard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
right.
those are the hard. Those are the graded books.
Wow.
Here, there's a. This is a new one. This is one I just got because I went shopping. So there's a video on that as well. So this is one of the new Virgin. Yeah. So that'll be.
Look how shiny that is.
Put that up for sale in a few days. So that'll be nice if you're interested in something like that. Yeah.
Do you resell a lot of the stuff that you get, or do you ever find stuff that you find it and you say, nope, this is mine, I'm not letting it go?
Yes. So the answer is yes to all of that. So everything has a price to a certain extent. Obviously, I'm not reselling gifts and things like that, but at the same time, I can always buy it again. Right. So, I had a bunch of stuff that I wasn't going to sell, and then grading prices went so bonkers I couldn't say no to like paying my mortgage with a comic book. Like I was like, that's insane. I gotta, I just buy it again, right? So it's a little bit of everything. I've always been serious about the comics. It's sort of like I'm a reader, a collector, an investor. So it's a little bit of everything. And then of course with Loki, we've kind of this joke. Mrs. Pops was a joking term. Arwen will appreciate this. So I go shopping for Loki. Loki and I have kind of like a back and forth about things he's looking for. So I go and get it. So I called it Pop's Instacart, and she called it Pop's Concierge. So it's Pop's. I can't even say Pop's Concierge, but she did it right off the. So yes, that's been the joke. Is like I'll shop for you to make it easier to get certain things and things like that. All right. So, yes.
Pop goes the weasel.
Yes. So yeah, do you want to keep going around the room? We can do that.
We can do that if you want. I mean, hey, easy day at work for us then, right?
All right, there you go. So let's see. So right there is my autographed Harrison Ford picture.
Nice.
So I was at one of the Star Wars celebrations, and I was at the cafeteria lunch area, had my laptop bag down. I bought this Crystal Skull photo. That's what that is. It's Crystal Skull. It's this shadowy, terrible looking picture. But the case it was in was like it was only $5. The case it was in worth more than $5. So I was like, well, I'm just going to get it because I don't have anything like this. And sure enough, this crowd of people coming by was Harrison Ford and George Lucas. So I grab a Sharpie out of my bag in this photo that I just bought, stick it in the crowd, just like the scene in Last Crusade, where it's just a crowd of people and an autograph thing. And it's a scribble. It doesn't look like Harrison Ford at all. It looks more like he wrote Henry Jones. And that's where it's at. So that would not be something I would sell. It would have to be like a really, like a, because the memory is really so fresh. And I think my kids would want that.
Yeah. I have autographed copy of Spock's I Am Not Spock by Leonard Nimoy. So.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
God, I don't have anything like that. Arwen, what do you got besides cats?
Well,
Thank you for not arguing.
No, oh God, I've got cats. We all know I have cats. Do you mean like books or figurines or photo? What specifically?
Oh, anything. Did you got like a prized possession that you don't mind showing off once in a while? Keep it clean.
Let's see.
Pops, we'll get back to you. There's more there.
You're fine. I'm going to move the camera so I can show you something because the European will like this.
Oh, baby.
I don't know. I mean, I've got Sting, from Lord of the Rings. I've got a replica of that. I've got tons of books. Like I've got a lot. I'm looking at some Star Trek books right now, which are, some of them are commemorative books. Some of them are like anniversary books. I've got those. Probably one of my best, or one of my most valued, I guess, objects is the Babylon 5 25th anniversary collection book, where it's got it's a big coffee, like a coffee table book. And it's got stories from the cast, it's got behind the scenes, it's got designs of the ships, designs of the aliens, concept designs. It's amazing. My son is actually caretaking it right now because he wanted to look through it, and I'm like, look, now, okay, you could do this, but you can keep it in your room, but this is one of my things. He's like, I get it, Mom, I get it.
If I get it back and those pages are sticky, we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
So the 25th anniversary of Babylon 5?
I think so. Yeah.
And how long ago was that? Because I know we're getting up there now.
92 is when it came out.
Okay, so
was when Babylon 5 came out.
So yeah, 32 years ago now.
Wow. I'm gonna tell you a horror story.
Here we go.
I had the very first edition of Spider-Man. I bought when I was just 7-8 years old.
Wow.
And not the original appearance in Amazing Fantasy or whatever, but the original first edition of Spider-Man. And when I went into the Army, my mother threw away my whole comic.
Yes.
Dang, really?
Such a God. That's a mother horror story.
That's a story that so many people have too. Mine were trading cards. My mom took all the trading cards and put them in a trash bag in the shed. The roof caved in the shed and ruined all the trading cards.
Yeah,
everybody's comic books with me.
Everybody's got a horror story, like a mom horror story like that. Bless their hearts, but they didn't know at the time.
Okay, so prized possession would be probably my signed drum. So this is a Christian band called For King and Country, and the whole family got to meet them. It's kind of a spontaneous thing because I've covered and interviewed them for years, things like that. So we met them, they gave me a drum, the whole nine. So that was kind of like among the prize possession. That's probably the biggest one, that, and just kind of keeps moving around. For sure.
Do you ever, dare I ask, do you ever play it?
The kids want to, like, all the time. The grandkids will come over, and that's the first thing they'll do is they're banging away trying to get to it and whatever, because there are drumsticks next to it, of course. So.
Yeah. Of course, that looks like a kick, which I don't think you would use sticks for, but I don't know.
It's all right.
Unless that's just a tom, and then you can use sticks on it. But hey, what the hell do I know? that is, I love that shield that they had on the front too. Yeah, beautiful,
they're Aussies.
Beautiful. I've never heard of that band. They're Aussies.
Yeah, they're Aussies. It's like a percussion band, so like they do all these crazy. Right. So like we saw this Christmas show that they did, and they did like a Last Drummer Boy with like, I don't know, like nine different types of drums and things. Like, it was just crazy. But yeah, it's a big band. Some different kids liked, family likes. We just got to see them, and I was doing an interview and I mentioned it, never seeing them live for Christmas or whatever. He's, oh, just come out off for us. We'll take care of you, whatever. And I'm like, oh, geez, Louise, that's way too much to ask. So yeah, got a drum.
Wow. That's fantastic.
Nice.
That's beautiful.
Back
Beautiful.
Yep.
Yes, I can appreciate something like that for sure.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Well, there we go. We went 40 minutes before our first awkward silence.
I'm like, what happens next? I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll anybody else, since this is, a typical, since we do.
I want to ask Pops one thing. So you're going to
Go for
celebrate next week on the 25th, the original date. Okay. Yeah. You don't go with this May the 4th bullshit.
Tell me how you really feel, Dave Bob. No, I do. So if you go to my channel, there's an announcement video, and in fact, dropping today at 12:15. First off, last week I had a great conversation with Arwen. She was my Watch Your Story interview, and we talked about it. And I asked her to just do a little setup for me. So I do a little conversation that dropped at 12:15 today, where I talk about why I do the 25th. And I'm not here to throw shade at Disney or the new movie.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
I'm not. That's not the point of the day. The point of the day is to celebrate the 25th, where it all started.
Yep.
And I focus more on like memories and show and tell and those kinds of things. And we've had there's been like, because last year was like 16 hours of content. It was too much.
I'm going to tell you, the first time I saw that in the theater in 1977, I was so blown away that to this day, it still sends chills down my spine. Watching that damn ship go right over your head, or it felt like it. That first scene, I was just, my jaw dropped. And to this day, I've never had an experience like that again.
Oh, well, just drink a tall glass of Metamucil and then wait for it to work its magic. That'll give you an experience.
I think the thing is as I've try to focus on something positive. It's like a once a year thing. Like, gotta be honest, it's become like the one time a year I'd like enjoy Star Wars, really get into the old movies, do thing. Is I always find something else that it changed the game on. So last year, I really was blown away at sort of the behind the scenes stories, like at Marvel, about how broke they really were and how the financial collapse of Marvel was happening. And Roy Thomas is the one who pitched the way they were going to handle doing a Star Wars comic book, because Stan Lee and them didn't want to do it. So if you remember when Star Wars Dave Bob came out, there was no merch, there was no toys, there was nothing. So all we had were comic books and trading cards and books and records and things like. We didn't have toys for a whole year and a half.
Merchandising.
Yes. So it's been interesting doing that. So that's kind of how I spin. It's focused on different positive elements and things like that.
So I do want to ask, since you mentioned the toys. So I remember when, well, I wasn't there at the time. I was not around at that point. But when Star Wars first broke out, I came about a few years after. But so I missed that first Star Wars boat. So when that first movie broke and it caught like wildfire, and if you remember all the cereal boxes that were doing the toy promotions and stuff, and then they had those the IOU cards or whatever if you ordered the toys and they couldn't give them to you in time. It's like, anyway, were you ever able to get in on the Star Wars toy craze when that first was starting to kick it big time? As he pulls out examples right there we go.
Oh, God.
I have to say, I was in my.
These are my original. These are Pops when he's like 8 years old.
Oh, wow. Pops, that's
no cape, no lightsabers. Wait, you see R2D2. He has no.
That's
talk about torn up from the floor up.
Yeah.
There's no. Much. He's been in the bat. I mean, when you're a little boy,
you don't know any better. Yeah, of course.
No, there was no better. Everything's like that. So yeah, I have a whole box. So they're all right here. So yes, the originals. Yeah, they're with me. The trading cards went to my younger son, so he got all of my original Star Wars trading cards. My older son got into Legos and Star Wars stuff this year. He's a prequel baby for sure. Right. So he got I have a Star Wars bank, and he got into some of that kind of stuff. So he got that stuff, and other stuff I've just found good homes for, responsible homes for. I think I gave Mags my Thrawn trilogy books,
nice
things like that. Just I wanted to just like. It needs to live on in a positive way. Like Dave Bob, but there's a way we can install and tell enough of those stories of how much our heads were blown seeing spaceships and, you know, all this crazy stuff is such a game changer for us. And it stayed in theaters for years.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it changed. And like I said, I wasn't able to do the Mayo thing like you said, Zeropium. Like it was, we were way poor. I didn't get, so Christmas 78 was the first time you got toys. I got an X-Wing and a land speeder, a couple figures, and I was thrilled to have it. And then you usually would just try to partner with different friends who had different things and things like that you didn't have. And and little by little, and it's all you asked for was like more things. So there's a whole box. I have a whole box. That's what all this is. Wow. It's a whole box of them that are from the originals. And then I have a separate box that are from my, well, and some things are mixed up because I did show and tell last year. So this is actually a prequel. This is a prequel musician. We didn't have that then. So it got mixed up. It's in the wrong box. It belongs in the other box. But yeah, this is supposed to be, these are mine. But yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it is.
I should have known you're going to be at the ready with your evidence, right?
Well, it was funny because I did interviews yesterday. It's the only reason the box is within reach because normally I don't have it out. But yeah.
Wow, that's fantastic. Arwen, what kind of toys do you play with? Actually, don't answer that.
Shut up.
Love you too. Love you too. All right, Dave, Bob, what about you? Do you got any? No.
Honestly, no. I was, like I said, I was in my early 20s when Star Trek came out. I was 21 years old. So, I was more interested in girls. So.
Maybe we should ask what kind of toys you were into. Oh my. No, we're trying to keep it PG here. Yeah. All right. Wow. Well, hey.
I collect fairy figurines.
Fairy figurines, like what? Like Princess Ariel or Tinkerbell or
stuff like that. Yeah. Little small cute figurines with wings.
All right.
And crystals. Those are
they crystal?
No,
figurines, crystal,
regular figure, just like regular little, just regular figure. Like all the things y'all collect figurine wise, those, but they're usually fairies of like artist renderings that have been put into fairy form and stuff like that. Yeah,
I don't.
That's the only thing that I collect, like figures that way.
I have a lot of comic books. I never was much on the toys, but I have a lot of old comic books from back in the 70s when I started collecting them again. Up into probably the mid 80s. After that, I kind of lost interest in them.
Did it take you that long to kind of get over the heartbreak of your mom destroying all your originals there?
I do remember I bought like 5 copies of the first Wolverine comic, and I've still got like 3 of them. One of them I've never had graded, but it is in perfect mint condition.
That's perfect.
Nice.
Oh God, I was never really. I mean, I still have comics kicking around somewhere, but I don't know. I came around at the time where I think I was a little bit too late trying to get into the comic party, because this was like back in the 90s, and if you didn't have the originals by then, they were a little bit tough to find, probably more so even now, unless you're ready to pay out the ass for it. But I had a lot of silly things like Ren and Stimpy comics, and I had a few X-Men that I really enjoyed. I had some Spider-Man. I think I had a couple Batman. Yeah, only a couple Batman, if you can believe that. But yeah, the comic craze, I don't know, kind of just flew over me. But when you're a child of the 80s and 90s, you kind of get on that Nintendo craze kick and
you poor child.
Stuff. Yeah.
Deprived.
I know. I was so deprived. No, I wasn't. My childhood was all right, contrary to popular belief. But yeah, so that's why I always find it fascinating when you have people, like yourselves, who have access to all of those wonderful toys in print. Oh God. And considering their comics and their, you really got to look after them so they stay in good condition. Whew.
Yeah, you do.
Or you buy 2 so you can just read one and just tear
yes,
it up.
That's
or
true.
Digital, digitally. So the positives are it's a way to find things that you enjoy. And the thing is about comics is they've tried to find ways to make money for so long. And now, to be honest, with the market has kind of told them that the main two are really on the major decline, and other people are enjoying Transformers and GI Joe and Conan, and it's the indie stuff that most people are enjoying the most right now.
That's true.
Yeah, not that. So yeah, it's about trying to find stuff you enjoy. That's my take on it. And from that era, the 80s, 90s that you're talking about, which is kind of my heyday of this, and it was kind of an amalgam of everything. Like, you know, sport. You go in a store, most places had comic books, sports cards, my DVDs, videos were there. They had games, they had role play games, they had statues. It was a little bit of everything, and you would just hang out with other nerds talking nerd stuff. There was no weirdness about all that, and you were just kind of into that. So that's why most of us would have, you know, I have a few records left, and I have this, and you know, you just have this kind of amalgam of things. And every now and again, my kids will ask, "Where did you get this?" And I'm like, "I'm not even sure I know. I'm not even sure I know. It's been around for a minute."
Yeah, you had to be there. You had to be there. Actually, I saw Nintendo's been around since the 1800s, back when they were making Japanese card games and stuff. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. But yeah, so it's funny you mentioned the amalgamation of, everything. And here we are 30, 40 years later, just doing the same thing. All us nerds just talking about whatever.
Right.
Yeah. But hey, you know what? I mean, especially this day and age when everything's so fickle, and hey, tread carefully, man. If you find that stuff anywhere that you enjoy, brings you happiness, you better cling to it. Cling to it like it's all you got left. Whatever brings you joy this day and age, go ahead and do it.
Do y'all want a sad story about beloved things? This is one of my biggest, I don't know what happened to these things. It's just, it leaves a hole in my heart. But
the Oscar goes to
it. I swear. Yeah, I could just cross streams still thinking about it all these years later. But, I never read, the only comics I read as a kid was like Betty and Veronica and maybe some Archie. But like consistently, but I did read my older brother's comics. They would go off to school and I was still little. So I'd go in their room like a little kid does and go through their stuff. Well, I would read their comics because I was curious. And, they had DC, they had Marvel. Conan was big in our home. Some of my earliest images are of Conan in the comics that I remember because they were big into Conan. Well, when I got older, I got into a comic called ElfQuest by Richard and Wendy Peeney. And I bought, I had all of the big deluxe.
Even as a child, she liked masculine men.
She loved the toxic masculinity.
I thought Conan was cool. And honestly, y'all, this may be controversial. I really didn't care for Arnold Schwarzenegger's rendition of Conan. That's not the way I saw him as a kid.
To crush your enemies and show my complete lack of acting skill. Do it.
I appreciate that he did it and he's fine, but that wasn't the way I saw Conan.
The Conan comics you had, were they Arnold's rendition or was just this original artwork?
It was the original artwork. It was the original comics that were coming out in real time.
Right.
And, I saw Conan and I had an image of him in the way he acted, the way he talked, the way he looked, obviously the way he looked.
There you go. Look at that, Arwen.
See it.
Yeah, Gun Bunny. Okay, Gun Bunny, then you'll appreciate this and you will feel my pain. You will feel my pain if you like ElfQuest. I had like the big trade paperbacks where they took so many issues and crammed them together. They were in color. I had the Gather 'em. I had it all. My older brother gifted me with every original issue of ElfQuest that came out. I had the whole collection up to that point of where they were.
If you want to see a cool story, there's some kind of a thing on YouTube that tells the whole story of ElfQuest, and it was pretty convoluted. It
is a massive world. It is massive lore. It is massive. I even had the novels. They put it into novel form in the 90s. Some of them were put in the novels. I even had those. When we moved several times. But when our last move, when we moved from the previous house to this one, they never made it. And to this day, I don't know where they were. The only thing I can think of, because we were kind of in a mad rush. We wanted to get in here as soon as possible. We were done. The house was, everything was solved. We wanted to get in here. We wanted to get moved in. The only thing I can think of is it got packed. Boxes were being put out for trash. Boxes were being loaded into a truck. I don't know what happened to it. All I know is it never made it to this house, and I've never seen them again. So my assumption is it got mixed up, wasn't labeled properly, and got thrown away.
God, that's horrible.
It is horrible, and I want to
pain.
rebuild that collection. But honestly, y'all, I'm tired. I don't know if I got the time or the money or the will at this point because it was.
So you want the ElfQuest collections, like the hardback, like trade paperback versions? What you're looking for?
I had everything. Everything. But yeah, I would start with probably the big hardback. They were like 11 by 14 size books. It was like 6 or 7 of them, and they had all of the comics up to a point before they started hiring out new artists, and it kind of. The Peonies, I think, started delegating. And then you had, Wave Dancers come in. You had the Jinx series come in. You had a lot of stuff come in at that point. And I didn't have all of the newer stuff. I had everything up to probably early 2000s. And so I would start there and probably with the Gatherum, because the Gatherum was kind of like, it was a compendium of lore and characters, and you bought that. If you came across someone you didn't know who they were, you go look it up or whatever. It's great for new readers. If you're going to start reading ElfQuest, the Gatherum would be a great thing to get. But, I don't know, y'all. But that was my comic. That was my series. I was all up in that.
They're doing an animated adaptation. Did you see that?
I have not seen that yet. I have not seen that.
So,
yes,
this guy named Pops. He did a video on it. So might want to.
Oh, did! Pops! Oh, I'm gonna go see it. I'm gonna go see it. I'm gonna go watch it.
Shameless plug. Woo!
I don't know what to do. I'm like, what do you mean you haven't seen it? To the guy who talked about it,
it though,
okay.
Pops, because a lot of people have heard of it. But while they were reading Marvel and DC, the other little nerds like me were reading ElfQuest.
Yep.
So I tell
and
you,
Marvel and DC dabbled with that stuff for a while. They had a Dragonlance series and things like that. They were real popular. So they got into fantasy stuff. They've been branded as sort of a capes and tights kind of brand, and they don't get credit for some of that kind of stuff that they do. But
so that's my sob story, y'all. Pray for me. I'm still upset about it.
Hold on, I'm gonna go run and get one of my Yankee candles, and I'll light that for you. I don't know.
Would you? Thank you, Sarah.
All right. Okay. So we're going to set the record straight here. It was one Yankee candle. That was it. And when it was done, I threw it out. I didn't even recycle the jar. I just threw it in the goddamn trash. I do have a couple candles in the house, but they are not Yankee candles. So.
Oh, Yankee candles are fine. But okay, I have to ask this because I think I've asked it before. I can't remember.
Oh, here
was it go. Like pine scented or something that you could maybe get away with getting to a guy, but that you really want?
It was okay. So if you don't know, the quick and not so ugly version is it was a birthday present from a crazy ex. Yeah, she was crazy. I know you're not listening, but if you are, you ended up being a goddamn psychopath. Anyway, so it was a birthday present, and since my birthday was in November, she had found a candle that was called November Rain, and apparently it smelled like rain. I don't know. To me, it smelled like a candle. But I don't know. When it was done, I threw it in the fucking trash. Oops. Oh, I dropped the F-bomb. I'm sorry.
You didn't save the jar as a memento?
No, I didn't even recycle the jar. I threw that piece of shit glass right in the garbage can.
I love that he just says it just smelled like a candle.
It just smelled like a candle.
Like I know, candle.
Yeah,
it would smell like rain.
Guys aren't into candles.
No. If a woman buys a man a candle, it's either because he specifically requested it, which it's not going to happen, or 2, she really wants that candle.
Maybe.
See, I was like, here, we're going to give it to him for his birthday so I can enjoy it too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and to be fair, I did get her a candle for a birthday too. But it was one that she asked for, so obviously
it was a Paltrow candle, was it?
No, it was one of those candles where they put the ring inside and then they put the wax on it. So
Pop got it.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. So anyway, but I would always give them the benefit of the doubt because, like I said, I think I said this a few weeks ago. Like, I'm sometimes a very difficult person to buy for because I don't put a lot of emphasis on materialistic things, like when it comes to Christmas and birthdays and stuff. Like for other people, sure, that's cool. But if someone comes up to me and says, "What do you want for your birthday?" I'm always like, I don't know. I don't want anything. I don't care. Like,
Mhm.
give me a new pair of
It's
socks.
like I always say, I'll buy what I want. I don't,
Yeah.
I don't know,
Don't need
Zero, you
anything.
would be easy to shop for. Just get you alien shit. Xenomorph Queen, Geiger artwork, as long as they're not too spicy.
I guess
You know what I mean?
yeah,
To me, that's what you like.
well-
Star Trek stuff.
okay, yeah. Well, I mean, there's that, but also, well, see, that's because you know me. Like, you all know me. What I let you know anyway. I'm a very bad man. But you know, when you get to know a person, yeah, then you can start to pick up subtle hints or maybe not so subtle hints or things like that. But sometimes, well, I mean, especially back then, even now, I'm a very introverted person. You know, I don't put myself out there a whole lot. Like this is the liveliest I get, and I do it so we can entertain people. So, you know, when I make an ass of myself, Zero's just being Zero again. So, but again, I can only speak for myself, you know, like someone like Pops over here, buy him some Star Wars stuff or buy him a comic, you know, or Dave Bob, send him a gun for his birthday.
Yeah.
He'll
There
love
you
that.
go.
Oh, man, Dave
You
Bob
know.
just made out. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I never see Dave Bob as animated as when he's talking about his pretties. You
Ooh.
just his guns, he loves them. You just he
Man.
was like a kid at a candy store this morning.
Oh.
Look at what I got. Look at what I made. They're
you sh-
beautiful. They
You
are
should have seen him before the show backstage, y'all. Oh my god!
Yes.
When I'm saying your y'all, he was like, "Look what I got here. See how it slides back and forth like that." I'm
he
like,
was
"Oh."
so excited.
Yeah. So yeah. When the moral of the story is, when you know a person, they're easier to buy for. Sometimes I just wouldn't let people that far in because you don't know. And I was kind
That's
of crazy.
fair.
I was kind of crazy back then. But
That's fair.
that's just me. But enough about me. Who gives a shit anyway? So. Anyway, I was here to moderate and babysit you guys, and then we all.
And you've done a very swell job, and
Oh my god!
you've actually gone past the time, so you did a good job.
Oh
know.
my gosh, where
I
did
know.
those 20 minutes go? It
I
was like
know, it's
9:40
crazy.
last time I looked at the clock.
It's crazy. Well, I mean, when we spend the first 15 minutes talking about passing gas, what do you expect? But,
Hashtag not my fault.
yeah, I think I think he's blushing. No, that's just the temperature in the room. It is getting up a bit, but anyway, yeah, we are at the top of the hour. I don't know what you guys want to go a few more minutes, get your last thoughts in.
I'm good.
The
You
power's
guys-
probably gonna
Whatever you guys
stop.
want to do.
Jesus.
You call. I'm good. It's not my show.
I was gonna say,
Few
I was
moments
gonna say right at that moment where nobody was saying anything, I was gonna say, don't everybody talk at once, and then everybody started talking at once. Anyway, all right. Well, since we are at the top of the hour, anybody have any closing thoughts whatsoever, or any plans for the weekend? What you got going on? What you got coming up? By all means, let us know.
Pops,
It's all
you
Star
go
Wars
first?
Day stuff for me, man. I gotta do this thing next weekend, so I'll be doing stuff for that. Videos nearly every day. Enjoying doing shorts, which has kind of been an interesting experience, tapping into memory moments and things like that. So there's so many from my time with Loki on Talk Hard. Talk Hard Shorts had to have its own little playlist because there's just so many of them. But yeah, no, I appreciate just hanging out with you guys and catching up. And I don't think I've been on with you, Zero, so it's been good to be on face
Yeah.
to face with that kind of thing. So that's
our
good.
first
Great to do
our
that.
first face to face, and we'll have to do
Yeah.
this again because there's a lot there that I want to know.
Oh,
more
it just keeps
about.
going. Yeah, it's just a whole- this is just what was rotated out for this month. I changed the fall time. It's crazy. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, Pops, we appreciate you taking the time out of your morning to be with us, crazy, rambunctious kids. Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure. So we'll go clockwise, I guess. Dave Bob, what you
Hell,
got going on?
I don't think we're going to have one tonight if Loki can't set it
Yeah, he's-
up. But
Yeah.
Still without power. Once again, guys, yeah, send Loki your well wishes and everything. Bomb his DMs. I'm sure he would love that.
but I will be back next Friday.
All right. Yeah. Stay tuned for more fancy, fantastic Freeform Friday or whatever the hell's going on. All right. Lady Arwen, What do you got going on? What do you got coming up?
Backtube tonight, y'all. Backtube. We're taking a trip down memory lane. We're talking about the badassery of the Gen X generation. Come on now, it's gonna be fun. Yes, we are.
That don't smell like a candle. That smells like teen spirit. Oh.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's tonight. I believe it's 7. I think the stream's already set up on YouTube. So,
all right.
yeah.
Well, if y'all got the time, feel free to go check that out. That sounds like a party, as we used to say in the 90s before we got called names for it. But all right.
But
Well,
we weren't snowflakes here. We didn't meld. We just called names back, or we left it alone.
No, we caught snowflakes on our tongue back when you were allowed to eat snow.
Rub a little dirt on it.
Yeah.
Like out of
We're
the
gonna be
garden.
talking about that
Garden.
kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, quick fun fact: I got suspended in 8th grade for a couple days because I threw snowballs at everybody. Yep, it's like no, Zero, don't throw snowballs at school. Wait till the teacher leaves. I friggin' Brett Favre the shit out of another one, and then I got in crap for it. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, Pops is back.
Oh, I was just turning the camera off. I had someone walk in. That was all. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll let you all get rolling with the start of your your current goings on of Friday morning. So hey, big shout out to chat for carrying on the talk of passing gas for an additional 20-25 minutes. You guys are all awesome. So thank you for entertaining yourselves. Hopefully you leave this morning a little more enlightened than what you came in as. I don't know, whatever. I don't do this existentialist
Or a little
thought
more
kind of
brain
crap.
dead.
A little more brain dead. Yeah, you never know by the way these Friday shows go, the ones I've been on anyway, who knows. But anyway, big thank you to our panel this morning. Pops, thank you so much for popping in. See what I did there?
Thanks, Adega.
Yeah.
Yay.
And thanks to the Mad Dr. Adega, who's been running things backstage.
Yes.
I'm guessing he's not going to say
My
anything.
man.
All right. All right. So yeah, big thank you to our panel. Big thanks to Adega. Big thanks to Mexican Iron Man for sending us a link this morning. And again, send Loki your well wishes while they get all this power outage stuff sorted out. I'm sure he would appreciate that. No pressure. But anyway, and a big thank you to chat for coming to hang out with us on a Friday morning. Awesome. Enjoy your upcoming weekend. And hey, have a great one, y'all. And hey, big special thanks to everybody for letting me come on and moderate these children this morning.
Have a great day, folks.
Right. Yeah. Have a great day. Have an awesome weekend. And we will catch you Monday morning. Cross your fingers to kick off another week. Rock on.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification.